We'll be here until 12 o'clock. Many things to discuss. Many stones to turn over. Many sticks to thump things with. The number to ring if you want to contact this program is 0645 555 678. That's 0645 555 678. Here's a request. See how quickly I do requests? I've found in my broadcasting career it never pays to hang around. Do your requests quickly and cleanly.
I just invented a new way to fly without having to touch the sky. I just invented a new way to swim without having to jump right in at the deep end. 'Cause I don't wanna live like that no more. I don't wanna live like that no more. I don't wanna live like that no more. New kind of love without all that sticky stuff. 'Cause I don't wanna live like that no more. I don't wanna live like that no more. I don't wanna live like that no more.
That's a song called Happy. That's a band called The Whole Tribe Sings. And I've been accused, probably rightly, of playing that record too often, but I don't care because I think it's really good and I think it's going to be a hit. And anyway, they're local anyway. Local band, support your local sheriff, I always say. I've got some messages and requests here. Please play a birthday dedication on Friday the 27th of August. This may be a little premature, but I feel as if I should do it today because may not do it tomorrow. We're having a special day tomorrow, actually. Charlie Lansbury is coming into the studio tomorrow. He's going to introduce us to his new CD, which he did in Nashville. Apparently there's quite some quite interesting stuff on that. Sorry, I'm saying all these words backwards today. I don't know why it is that. Must be one of my Spooner days. So we'll look forward to seeing Charlie tomorrow. Charlie's a good friend of this program. Not that we're particularly into country and Irish or country and western, but Charlie's different. He's a good songwriter now. Far more to Charlie than meets the eye. So we look forward to seeing him tomorrow and to hearing his CD. And you can also have a chat to him too if you want to. Back to the request. Please play a birthday dedication on Friday the 27th of August for my wife Sarah, with best wishes for happy birthday. Good luck, good luck, good luck. With love from her husband Desmond. Apparently she enjoys the programme and never misses it. If possible, play a song by Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. I will do that tomorrow, if God spares me, and I'm sure he will. That's from Desmond McCullough. I'll do that. I'll try and find Dean Martin once I wade through the new country and Irish releases from the like of Michael English and people called McGarrigle. Frank Sinatra should probably be in there somewhere. And also Tommy Dixon writes on behalf of the committee of Linfield Football Club, and he would like me to play something from Susan Tomilty's CD for all the staff in Norman Mulholland's Butchers in Sandy Row. You may not think the two are connected, but, you know, it's a strange old world. We get some strange letters from people. Here's one that's pretty strange. Angela Thompson writes to me, and she says, Dear Gerry, I just wondered where I can get a signed picture of Des Fahy on the UTV. Who's Des Fahy on the UTV? Yeah. Hello, staff? Hello? What? Anyone listening to the programme?
Yeah.
Who's Des Fahy?
Des Fahy.
On the UTV, she says here.
Oh, Des Fahy, I know.
Who's he?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's not Frank Mitchell, isn't he?
Sportsman. Is he a sportsman?
Oh, is he the fellow with a kind of prematurely grey hair?
I think he's a sportsman.
But with the young face.
Desmond Fahy.
Quite a good
he's the tall, thin fella.
Oh, is that
with
him?
a long neck.
With the long neck.
Sort of a longish neck.
He'll appreciate that.
But you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Not a criticism of him. He's a guy with a sort of a long...
If you said I had a long neck, I'd regard that as a criticism.
No, he's tall.
But is he a giraffe?
No, that's not...
Is he good looking?
Paul
Madeley of... not Paul Madeley. What do you call your man? Richard Madeley from Richard and Judy. Jim Davidson calls him Old Pencil Neck.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't say Des.
Has he got a pencil neck?
No,
Has he got hair that used to belong to... Do you remember an actor called Jeff Chandler?
Jeff Chandler, hey.
Has he got hair like him? I've got him now. He's a sports...
Indian roles.
Pardon?
He was famous for playing Indian roles.
Playing Indian roles?
Remember he was Cochise.
Cochise, I think it's fine.
Yes.
Cochise is a dairy product.
What is it? What's the pronunciation?
Cochise. Cochise is something you get in the supermarket.
Okay, Cochise.
Oh, right, then. I hate to pull you up all the time, but I feel as if I have
You
to.
do, right.
So that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's okay. I just want to find out who he is. I just wonder where I can get a signed photograph of Des Fahy on the UTV. I think he is the most adorable little boy. What age is Des Fahy about? He looks young. Has he got a girlfriend, Gerry? Do you think he goes with Pamela Ballantyne or Tina Campbell or Gillian Porter? Not if he has any sense. Is he single, Gerry? Gerry, I think, is a really lovely-looking lad. Very genuine-looking. Gerry, can I have a signed photograph of Des? I know you mix in showbiz circles, yes. No lig complete without me. So could you ask him? I think he's peachy keen. Isn't he the most, to say the least? I think I could fall for Des in a big way. He's a dreamboat, Gerry. Gerry, I think Des would like a mousy blonde girl like me. I'm 5'5". Grey, green eyes, one of each, I hope. And slim. I'm a big catch in Newton Ards. And Des would like me. Gerry, tell wee Des next time you see him that I think he's all that, and a bag of Doritos too. I think Des is ace. Des is lovely. I could fall for him hook, line and sinker. I think I could marry Des. He's the marrying type. He's very sweet and adorable and cute. I really want to meet Des. Where would you advise me to go to maximise my chances of meeting him? I love wee Des. He's such a sweet wee lad. He makes watching the sport on UTV a pleasure. He's lovely, really cute, Gerry. Where can I get cheap washing up liquid? Angela Thompson. You see, it's the thing at the end that gets me. First of all, there's a theme all the way through, and then suddenly the last sentence, it swings off into another direction, which almost frightens me. Here's something I'm supposed to publicise, and let me see what it is. It's something that's on, where is it? It's on during the course of the week. I can't find it. What kind of a filing system is this? Sorry, I can't find it. I'll play a record instead. Pardon?
Jim McDonald, who lives in Belfast, he said he phoned up this morning and he's very, very angry and he wants you to start a campaign to get the wee stickers on apples.
Yes.
Could you get those stickers removed? He almost choked to death, he reckons, on one of those little labels. And he said they could be quite harmful and quite dangerous to young children. So, and right enough, they're a pain in the...
Yes.
Why do they put them on and can you stop it? Can you get them removed, okay?
I've noticed this. It's only in supermarkets you see this type of thing. I've heard stuff like this before. I've heard a complaint on this level before. But they're small oval-shaped plastic little stickers donating the price or denoting the price or whatever it is. Isn't it?
The drug is the price.
And sometimes people eat them. Well,
will you take it on?
Yeah. Incidentally, the Drum Duff and Drum Nakilly Community Association are presenting their first annual Flax Pullers Festival.
No way.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday the 28th of August and Sunday the 29th of August. And you'll be pleased to know that on the Saturday the 28th at 9 p.m. they're having a flax pullers ball.
Can anyone enter?
Don't you say one word. Right, okay. I have here a fax from a man who spells his name in an Irish accent. It says, "Hi, Gerry. I'm an Irish teacher who has just enjoyed a wonderfully laid-back summer, listening to your programme, doing the Irish news crossword." Of course you would, wouldn't he? "And drinking buckets of coffee each morning until 12 o'clock when the crazies are let loose. I would like, if possible, details about 2 songs and where they are available. One is called The Boom Boom Car, and the other one is called Andrelin. That's 2 songs I feature in this programme. One is in Irish and the other is in Irish, French, and Catalan Spanish, I was going to say, but you have to say just Catalan as opposed to Castilian Spanish. I think they might spice up the classes next term. Okay, I'll send you details of that, so I'll contact you by email." And he goes on to say something else. "I'm what?"
Apparently you're crackling in Randallstown.
Am I?
Just got a phone call there now. Can you stop it?
Okay, I'll stop crackling. I'll play a record and adjust my throat. This is Roy Rogers, believe it or not.
Some trails are happy ones, others.
No, this is Randy Travis. Roy Rogers will come along later.
It's the way you ride that trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you.
Happy trails to you
That's Roy Rogers.
until we meet again.
Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
That's Roy Rogers before he died, of course. That was recorded in 1990 with, let's see, Randy Travis and Roy Rogers, a song called Happy Trails, written by his wife, Dale Evans. A man rang here yesterday to say that when he was a child in Nishanko, I think it was, in some school, he remembered seeing Roy Rogers on his horse, and he phoned up to ask if indeed this was the case. And we had a number of people ring up to say that it was indeed the case that Roy Rogers and his horse did visit the school, but it wasn't Roy Rogers' horse, it was his wife. They made a mistake. Anyone can make a mistake. You know, you can mistake a horse from your spouse anytime. Gentleman writes to me from Cookstown. He says, you mentioned today about the 2 white swans having disappeared. I mentioned a little personal note. And then re-emerging with 2 ugly grey things. What do you think they are ugly, Gerry? Because it said so in the song? You see, Gerry, you have fallen for the ugly duckling, re-swan myth, as perpetuated by Danny Kaye. Cygnets are actually beautiful, fluffy, cute little things, kind of like Barry Cowan. In no way ugly at all. Have a close look next time. Incidentally, on a Gay Byrne TV show, The Late Late Show, some years ago, Gay mentioned that Danny Kaye was the rudest man he had ever met. Really? That's it. The pot calling the kettle black horse, isn't it? And that this surprised him greatly, as he had no need to be rude. Well, Gay can be rude himself. The kid can't be told now. I remember the first time, I'm going to share, Can I share this personal anecdote with the people?
Is this the story about you almost falling off the appearing on the show? We heard that many, many times. Is that the story you're going to tell?
No, that was a different time.
When you were suffering from malnutrition?
No, I'm going to talk about the first time I was ever on the Gay Byrne show, on the Late Late Show.
Well, as a guest, with the show band?
Yes. I'm going to talk about the first time I was ever on the Gay Byrne show.
Yeah.
Because Gay Byrne said that Danny Kaye is the rudest man in the world. And I have to say here that the first time I was ever on television with Gay Byrne, he was very rude to us. Do you know why?
No.
Because he thought we were nobody. You see, you can always tell what a talk show host is like by the way he treats the people who are in the band. Because people who work in television think that people in the band are like worms. You see?
Right.
Most of the people who are not nice. But most of the people who are okay realize that the people who are in the band are human beings too.
Right.
You see?
So give us an example of his rudeness then. Tell us what he said to you. What did he do to you?
He came over to us and he said, I can't do it. You people, he said, you people, get off the stage, he said. Get off the stage, you people.
Right.
Because he wanted to do something else.
Right. He didn't know who you were.
No, he said, no, it's the way he said, go on,
no, I won't do it. I refuse to do it.
You do it.
I refuse to do it. No.
Look, I'm on the stage.
No, bear in mind.
I'm a musician.
Excuse me.
You people.
What about the program that you co-presented with Gay Byrne? Was he rude then?
But he thought I was somebody then.
He did not.
He thought I was somebody. When he first met me, he thought I was nobody, and he was very cheeky to me. And he went, "You people, get off that stage. Get off, you people." And we went.
And what?
And I went, "Do we not have a name?"
Well, I mean, he's supposed to know you. He's supposed to say, Gerry from Derry. Gerry, would you mind moving off the stage? Gerry, you're a lovely, lovely man. I'm delighted that you're here, but sorry, Gerry, got to interrupt the old rehearsal. Want to do something with the stage? Kindly move to one side, Gerry. Thank you. Lovely dressing room waiting for you, Gerry. Go and put your little head down. There's a nice little boy. What did you want him to say to you?
I didn't want him to say that, but he was very, very rude and cheeky.
Look at the pressure. You were a chat show host.
I was never cheeky to anybody.
You were, but you weren't.
Except two people.
Who were you cheeky to?
Cheeky to two people I didn't like.
Who?
I'm not going to name names.
Name them.
Here. No.
Name them.
No. I'm not going to name names here, but I'm just saying that people are cheeky.
You were
people
deliberately.
Things are not what they seem.
Right.
Gay Byrne was cheeky to me when he thought I was nobody. That's all I'm saying. Can you not accept that?
Wise up.
Another little thing, Gerry. Yesterday, Monday, you read out a letter from some gentleman who wanted you to play a Leonard Cohen song. You assured him that you'd play it with the words, "Your wish is my command," or words similar. I noticed today you didn't play it. This is Tuesday. I'm just wondering if I am not the only person whose request you seem to ignore. I'll be listening for it tomorrow. I'll send this off after tomorrow's program. Wednesday, I'll tick below. It says, "Did Gerry play the Leonard Cohen song?" Yes. Tick box? No. Thank you, from David Mooney. Shame on you. I may play something like that today. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Gerry.
Good morning. Sorry for keeping you.
You're all right.
I was trying to explain how cheeky some people are to me when they think I'm nobody.
Well, I'll try not to be cheeky to you.
But people don't be cheeky to me now because they think I'm somebody. But let me just say this to you. I was nobody for a very long time. I was nobody until I was 45.
Oh, well...
I have 40 years' experience of being nobody. And I remember the people who were cheeky to me. And I remember the people who were nice to me. And the people who were nice to me then are the people who are still nice to me. But there are people now who didn't know me when I was nobody, who are nice to me now, who were very cheeky to me then, who don't remember me when I was nobody. Can you follow that?
It's nearly as confusing as the labels on these apples.
Are you concerned about that?
Well, I happened to be eating one when you were talking about it earlier on.
Well, we have reports, indeed, a number of reports have come to our attention that people have swallowed these small things and suffered some discomfort.
I would imagine so, yes.
But I don't think you'd notice it.
Well, you might notice these, because it's very strange. This label that I'm looking at has got a picture of Tweety Pie.
Oh, you wouldn't want to swallow that.
Well, you wouldn't want to swallow Tweety Pie, but he might be better than the other one, which is Bugs Bunny.
Oh. How big is this thing that's sticking on your apple?
It's about... I still work in feet and inches, so it's about half an inch.
I was going to ask you, I don't want any metric stuff.
Well, no, right, it's about half an inch long by about a quarter of an inch wide.
Well, you would notice that if you tried to swallow it.
Well, I think you would, unless you were sort of starving and you took a big gulp of the apple.
That's right. But see, a lot of people would lift an apple there, and there are those amongst us who are less fastidious than others, who would not examine every surface of the apple. There are people who would lift an apple and just sink their teeth into it, false teeth or no.
Might
And
do
when-
that in a supermarket.
Yeah, especially if you're hungry, you know.
Exactly.
I spent years eating in supermarkets.
Well, then you see, you could take it to the girl at the checkout and say I was just testing to make sure that these were all right,
That's right.
and leave
yeah.
her the core.
Do you know what I hate these days? And I've been caught at this. Sometimes, you know, when you go into a supermarket or something like that, and you decide to buy yourself maybe a packet of, let's say, pastels.
Oh, yes.
A little packet of pastels.
Aye.
And you lift them off the shelf, whatever it is. And then you go round, picking up your stuff. And then whilst you're going round, you're eating the pastels. And then when you get to them, you're honest and you say, listen, I've just ate some pastels. And they say, where are they? And there's only 2 left. And you've already torn off the barcode and thrown it away. They don't like that.
No, they have to send a little runner to get another packet.
They don't like that at all. So don't eat anything unless you intend to eat it and then not tell them you've eaten it. There's a lot of that going on. Anyway, what do you say about this?
Well, what I'm saying about this is very confusing, as I told you, because it's got this picture of Tweety Pie, and the other label has got a picture of Bugs Bunny.
You don't know who to eat.
What?
You don't know who to
You
eat.
don't know what they do. You might get a mouthful of feathers or whatever.
Well, if you get this apple in front of you now,
I'm looking at it now, but what it says on this label is TM and C, which is trademark and copyright, 1998, Warner Brothers.
that's just what you want on an apple, isn't it?
Well, does that mean that they've got trademark and copyright on the apple?
No.
You sure?
You know exactly what that means. Can I ask you this? Do you regard that sticker on the apple as being a hazard? Could you peel that off easily if I asked you to?
Oh, yes.
Go on, do it. Let's see how long it takes you to peel it off.
Well,
and
I'll
does it
have
come
to-
off? Does it come off intact or does it come off in bits? You're
No,
doing-
it's off,
it's off.
and it has come off in one bit.
What more could a white man want? I mean, the thing is on the apple. If you're alert and spotted, you can peel it off in an instant, as you just did.
But what have Tweety Pie and Bugs
called-
Bunny got to do with apples?
It's called advertising.
I haven't. Have you ever seen a canary eating an apple?
I have not.
Or a rabbit eating an apple?
Funnily enough, I study rabbits every day. No, seriously, no.
Hi, where?
Let me explain something that a lot of people don't generally know. Here in Radio Foyle, here in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry, we're way in the northwest of the province, as you're probably aware.
Yes.
And away from the main centres of civilization and horribleness. You see, and we are in the centre of the city, but Derry, Stoke, Londonderry is a very well-appointed place, and indeed famous for its historic beauty. And actually, where we are, I can look out the window of my office. I have an office with a number of free-range desks. And if I look out of my window, I can see a garden below me.
Yes.
That belonged to the people who live next door. And many a morning I come in here and I look down. And do you know what I see when I look down?
What?
I see 2 ducks. I see 2 rabbits, a cat, and a rooster. And they all live down there. And they all coexist the way we could in Northern Ireland if the peace was permanent. And they're down there and they're happy, and I spend many's a happy hour looking at the big fluffy bunnies, sitting nibbling whatever it is they nibble, and the ducks quacking away. And I said to myself, Jesus, I say, what a wonderful world.
It sounds idyllic.
It's idyllic.
It is indeed.
And no wonder and then people say that I come down here upset in the morning.
Well, I hope that those rabbits don't, if they eat these apples, they don't eat these wee plastic labels.
But you see, there is an apple tree also in the garden below, and
But
often,
no labels.
but often haven't I? As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, every once in a while the apples fall, and the rabbits do nibble them.
Ah.
So, what do you think a rabbit would think if you went over to nibble an apple and saw a sticker with Bugs Bunny on it?
I don't know. You might feel
Do you know what
like a
happened
bit
to me?
of a cannibal.
Do you know what happened to me? I know whereof I speak. Something happened to me one time that made me think and set me back on my uppers, I'll tell you. I was in a restaurant one time in a bucolic setting, not too far from here, a very fancy restaurant. I don't normally go to fancy restaurants because, after all, we do work for the BBC. And I was in this restaurant and I was having an aperitif, a starter.
Yes.
A horse's doofer.
Uh-huh.
I was having a horse's doofer, and the horse's doofer was rabbit. Right? The little piece of rabbit, whatever they call it.
Yes.
Horse's doofer rabbit. And I'm sitting there saying, oh, that's nice, and I'm eating it. And I'm sitting beside a window, and I look out the window, and I look down below, and what do you think I see? A rabbit sitting looking up at me.
Oh, that must have been
A
very
real
disconcerting.
Live rabbit. And I went, hello. I'm eating one of your relatives.
Yes.
But the rabbit didn't speak English. But all I have to say to you is this: it's a wonderful world. That's all I'm saying to you.
Oh, well.
And don't be upset, and I thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that these should have Bugs Bunny and Tweety Pie on them and nothing to do with apples.
I know. It's increasingly, I mean, it's no wonder there was nothing about Star Wars on it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if we bought different apples, it might have things about Star Wars on it.
What would you do if you got an apple with Liam Neeson's head on it? Eh? With his long hair?
Well, you'd have to spit it out, wouldn't you?
Of course you would.
Mouthful of hair wouldn't be.
You can't be eating people from the province.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Well, let me say this, that, it's an increasingly corporate world, and don't you worry too much about it. Okay?
All right, I shall relax about it.
Relax. Take it easy. Good luck, sir. And remember, you can always go to the Flax Pullers Ball if you like.
That's wonderful. I was really looking forward to that one.
All right, then.
See you, Gerry.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. And just remind you, the Flax Pullers Ball is on Saturday the 28th of August in the, where is it? Doesn't say where it is. In Drumduff. What?
Geordie's got a free holiday. Wants to tell you about it.
Tell him I'd speak to him after the news.
You tell him now, then.
I've got a record to play for the people.
All right, then.
You haven't lived till you've been to a Flax Pullers Ball. Apparently they're very rough, horny-handed swine, every single one of them, with great grips.
Baby, now that I found you, I won't let you go. I built my world around you. I need you so, baby, even though you don't need me now. Baby, now that I found you, I won't let you go. I built my world around you. I need you so, baby, even though
That's Alison Krauss. That's a song called Baby Now That I've Found You. I'd like to thank the person who has called himself Hieronymus Anonymous from the old sofa, Bangor West, who sends me clips from an obscure magazine. Thank you very much. We'll be back after news at approximately 4 minutes past 11. Don't go away. There's nothing on anywhere else.
BBC Radio Ulster News at 11 o'clock. This is Darren Vaughan. The Deputy Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, John Stevens, has been appointed the new head of the force. Mr. Stevens is currently heading the investigation into the murder of Belfast solicitor Pat Finucane. He'll take over the post when Sir Paul Condon retires in January. Mr. Stevens says he's looking forward to the challenges ahead.
I feel extremely proud to be given the leadership of the finest police service in the world, especially at a time when there is massive change taking place, and that will continue into the next 12 months to the next 2 years in the run-up to the Mayor and to the Metropolitan Police Authority. I'm very grateful that trust has been placed in me, and I can assure you I will be doing everything in my power to support the police officers who do an excellent job out there on the street.
A Strabane councillor has described an incident in which robbers locked an elderly Strabane man in his isolated farmhouse as a despicable and cowardly act. The two men who demanded money ransacked the house before locking the 76-year-old farmer inside. He was later found in the isolated home at Woodend Road at lunchtime yesterday. DUP councillor John Donnell says this is the latest in a number of similar incidents.
Despicable act. Despicable cowardly act to subject a man of such an age to such an horrific ordeal, and then to leave him locked up for such a long time and with no hope maybe anyone calling. Over a period of time, there have been people held captive or their house ransacked, but there have been also other incidents where people may not have been held captive as such, but their houses have been broken into and the house ransacked, money stolen or goods stolen or whatever.
The intruders were both tall and in their 20s and did not wear masks. Loyalists and nationalists have condemned a Parades Commission ruling on a banned parade in Newry on Friday. Sinn Féin say the restrictions on the march by the South Down defenders don't go far enough. But Ulster Unionist Assembly member Danny Kennedy says the parade should be allowed to go ahead unhindered after a voluntary rerouting last year.
Last year the organisers exercised responsibility in the climate of the time. And they organised it in the north end of the town, the large housing estate at Shanton Park, which is predominantly Protestant.
A report by more than 50 charities accuses the government of not working as much as other countries to eradicate landmines. The UK Working Group on Landmines wants a review of the use of cluster bombs, which it says are still killing and injuring refugees returning to their homes in Kosovo. Bob Sinkinson reports.
Spurred into action by a Nobel Prize-winning campaign which had the support of Diana, Princess of Wales, Britain, along with scores of other nations, signed an international ban on landmines back in 1997. But now the group that championed that cause says the government is spending too little on combating the problem worldwide. Other countries, including Norway, Sweden and Canada, are, it says, spending far more on international mine clearance and assistance to those maimed by mines. The report also warns of the dangers of cluster weapons similar to those used by NATO in the conflict in Kosovo.
An independent watchdog is claiming that little has been done to combat the problems of the Child Support Agency. The latest assessment shows that the organisation is still plagued by delay, errors and poor communications. Well, now an update on the traffic and travel situation. It's over to Emma Dunseith.
Gas pipe laying on the Monkstown and Old Carrick roads continues to cause delays for drivers heading in the Belfast direction, while cable laying work in Londonderry is likely to cause some disruption on the Craigavon Bridge. Lane restrictions continue to cause problems in Belfast on the Upper Knockbreda Road as a new cycle lane is built between Upper Galwally and the Ballygowan Road. An installation of a water main on the A28 Newry Road at Armagh means traffic controls are likely to slow down drivers travelling in both directions.
And now a look at the weather. Feeling humid with a good deal of cloud and some rain. Well, that's it until midday.
Sonorous sounds from Glasgow Green 99 permeate this week's Pipes and Drums programme. Big MSRs and even bigger medley selections completely dominate a session which features three of the best: Simon Fraser University, Shotts and Dykehead Caledonia, and our own Bill Marshall Montgomery. So, why not join me, Tommy Miller, on Pipes and Drums, Thursday just after the news at 7 on BBC Radio Ulster.
Not for those of a nervous disposition. It's 5 minutes past 11 o'clock. This is Gerry Anderson here. We'll be here until 12 o'clock. You're listening to BBC Radio Ulster and Radio Foyle. If you want to contact this programme, the number to ring is 0645 555 678. great. That's like a breath of fresh air after a week of Robbie Williams, Gerry Halliwell, Fatboy Slim, and Zoe Ball. That's the Crusaders. That's a song called Put It Where You Want It. Excellent. Coming up to 11 minutes past 11, a caller wants me to play El Dorado by Eamon Friel. Hey! Request for Eamon Friel. Frame that. Does he know about it? Phone him immediately. Can Darren and Tricia McKnight contact Helen and Carrie Duff? Can Darren and Tricia McKnight contact Helen and Carrie Duff? A caller wants to know the value of a 2.5-year-old... Sorry, no. I'm obsessed by pets. A caller wants to know the value of a 2.5 gold dollar piece. A 2.5 gold dollar bit sounds like a fourpenny bit to me. It's 108 years old. 100? Oh, sorry. Of a 2.5 gold dollar piece. It's 108 years old. Seems to me like it would be worth quite a bit. Of course, 2.5 gold dollar piece. I'm trying to figure that out. Sorry. Anyone out there can help. Give us a shout at 0645 555 678. I have to say hello to Maggie McNeese. Happy 45th birthday to her. I think it's McNeese. That's from Jennifer. And also hello to Nella McNary at Edgewater Nursing Home. Happy birthday to her. Please play Mother of Mine. That's from Florence. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Is there some... Yes, there is. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Sorry, I forgot about you. Is that Morris?
It is, aye. Gerry, I just wonder whether you should congratulate me this morning.
Why would I do a thing like that?
Well, I just got a postcard yesterday saying I had won something, and I got the letter this morning saying I've won part of £250,000.
Yeah, what part of it? 250,000?
Well, now, I don't know which part, because it says I'm one of the lucky... No, I'm a cash match draw, and I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm definitely one of the winning numbers.
Right. Don't tell me.
There's 30,000 the top one, then there's 10,000 the second one.
Now, don't tell me. You have to ring a number.
No, I haven't, surprisingly enough.
Do you not?
No, and that's the bit that confused me.
What do you have to do to get
I've just got to send them my bank details.
Oh, that's easy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so that's all you have to do. Just write them down your account number and send it to them.
Yes,
so
but
that's
then...
simple, and then they'll put it in.
Yes, but then this is an insurance company.
I think maybe you'll find yourself with an insurance policy.
Well, I think it is, because it says a hospital plan insurance, and, if you're disabled and all the rest of it. And I wonder how many other people in the province has got this morning.
I know exactly what you'll get.
I'll probably get enough. I'll get £1, maybe.
No, I'll tell you exactly what you'll get. Now, I have talked to a number of people who have done this.
Uh-huh.
Now, what you will get is this. You'll get a big cheque, probably made out for £5.
All right.
And then you'll get a direct debit to sign.
Oh, the direct debit's already here.
Oh, you've already got that.
Oh,
you're
they sent
lucky.
it.
Well, that'll cost you...
Well, that'll cost you £8 to set up for a start-off.
Yeah, it costs you £8 to set up, and then it'll cost you about, I think it's $250 a month.
To put it in the operation?
No, they will charge you $250 a month.
No, they want slightly more than that, Gerry.
How much?
Well, they want £2.08 a month for one person, up to $7.72 for 4 people.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
And they're giving me free insurance till the 2nd of November.
Oh, that's great.
And the beautiful thing about this is, Gerry, my own doctor told me a couple of weeks back, one consolation I had with the medical condition I have, that no insurance man would ever bother me again for life insurance.
Except these people.
And I was quite pleased to know that. And then these people sent me this.
In other words, you're not going to last long, that's what he's basically telling you.
Well, he told me that, and then these are telling me I'm going to get a fortune, so I mean, who am I to believe?
Well, you're definitely, I can say one thing to you.
What?
You will definitely get a proportion of that £250,000. It will be small, but you'll definitely get a part of it. I would suggest £5. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
I want you to come back to me and tell me you've got a big flashy cheque for £5, which would... And the reason why they send you a big flashy cheque for £5 is this. Because you'd be ashamed to bring it into the bank.
So you frame it and put it on the wall?
No, you'd be ashamed to bring it into the bank because they would laugh at you.
Right.
That's why they do that. A big, flashy, big cheque. Imagine you get in the back and saying, could I?
Yeah, no, you'd look a bit of an idiot, wouldn't you?
No, because they say, God, that man's mad.
What's it, like a roll of wallpaper or something?
So they actually, I'm not saying they personally, but that's the psychology behind it is that you'd be so embarrassed. That's why I always pay for petrol by cheque.
All right.
Do you know why?
No.
I'll give you a little celebrity tip.
What?
This was given to me a long time ago by a well-known celebrity. And I won't name him, but I'm tempted to. What he said to me is, if you're on radio or television at all or in any way known, he said, always pay by check, no matter what you get.
And then they never cash it.
Exactly, because sometimes they put it up on the wall.
All right.
And he says it's great. And I'm almost tempted to name him.
Well, I'm afraid mine would go up on the wall with return to sender or something like that.
Don't worry about it. It'll cost you, as I say, it's about $2.50, isn't it, for each person?
Yeah, it's just it was
208,
it'd be interesting to see how many people in Northern Ireland have got this morning.
Oh, a number.
Came in the post this morning, and they've all got the lucky winner's number.
I talked to some people last year who did that.
All right.
Yeah, and they all won a fiver, and they all were charged £2, at least £2 something a month for a hospital plan.
Yeah, there's a hospital plan.
Yeah, I'm ahead of the game here. I know what's going on in the world. I've got my finger close to the pulse. I've got my nose to the grindstone. I've got my shoulder to the horse's head.
Well, that's why, Gerry, I thought I'd ring you and let you know about this, that they're out of the game.
You came
trying
to the
to
right
con
place.
us out of our ill-gotten gains,
I
eh?
suggest you cancel it immediately.
Well, I haven't even commenced it, so
All right,
it's
okay.
interesting to see how many more has got this.
Oh, well, I'd say quite a few.
Oh, well. Oh, Jerry, listen, don't worry, I just blather on.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Cheers, thanks, Jerry, bye.
Bye. I just realised I told
Eh?
that man he hadn't got long to live.
I know. You also weren't paying attention to him to start. You took your shoe off. You were fiddling with your shoe.
No, there was a stone in it.
I could have not have waited until after the conversation. You were off mic. You could barely hear you, and you were more interested in your foot, your shoe.
I took off my shoe and I shook a stone out of it.
Yeah, but could it not have waited?
If I'd have been a horse, you would have shot me.
It's a pity.
Is there someone on the line here?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say that instead of complaining about my shoes? Where is he, line 3?
I think so.
Is it a he or a she?
It's Geordie to tell you about his holiday.
In other words, we don't know.
It's Geordie.
Good morning, Geordie.
Hello, Jerry.
How are you, sir?
Not too bad.
I've been meaning to speak to you for some time.
Well, I heard your gentleman on about the apples, you know.
Yes.
But I keep canary, he says, did you ever see a canary eating an apple?
Yes.
But I keep canary, and the love is an apple sliced on, pushed into the wee thing of the cage.
I remember from my past experience with the flighted variety of birds that the occasional budgie is quite partial to a piece of apple pushed in between the bars of its cage, and there's no reason for me to assume that a canary is different.
Oh, the canary loves it too.
What else?
I keep canaries myself.
Do you know that I know that canaries don't like meat?
Oh, no.
They don't like meat, but they like a bit of apple.
They do. They're a wee seed board, you see.
Exactly.
But what I was going to tell you, do you mind I was telling you about the birds I sold two in Belfast?
Yes.
Well, one of them has a connection, a friend up in Donegal has a boarding house.
Yes.
So I'm getting a week's free holiday.
Because you sold a ferret?
Yes, one of the boys that I sold the ferret to
is giving you a free holiday.
Yes, up in Donegal.
That'd be very nice.
Wasn't that nice?
That's
surprise.
That's very neighbourly and very generous.
Uh-huh.
Well, when do you plan to take this holiday?
Oh, in about 3 weeks' time.
That's a good time. Towards the end of the middle of September, when the
yes, that's right.
When the weather's not too hot in Donaghadee.
No.
Well, tell me this. You strike me as a man who would not normally go on a holiday.
No, usually now I don't. Well, I take days here and there, but I don't usually go away,
You're not a man who would go, pardon the pun, to the Canary Islands, or?
Oh, no.
When was the last time? Have you ever been away foreign, as they say here?
Oh, well, years ago.
Where did you go?
I was in England there, Salisbury Plains, and.
That's not foreign, really, but it is to some of us. And did you like that?
No, I did.
Well,
but I was only there for a couple of weeks, like.
Yeah, you were never on the continent.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a treat in store for you there. You might like the continent. Lots of birds there.
Well, that's right, there is, but there's always something.
You're a man who strikes me as being content with his lot.
Oh, yes. I just heard you there now, not bragging your conversation, but I heard you there earlier on. You were sitting down in the garden, and you're getting more like me every day,
That's right.
You're watching the ducks and the rabbits.
I'm becoming my uncle.
I think so.
My uncle was a very important man to me.
Oh, was I?
He died, unfortunately. But he didn't die until he was 91.
Well, same age as my mother.
Is that right? Is your mother still alive, or did she die when she was 91?
She was her 91st year when she died.
Oh, right. Well, that's not a bad innings.
And my pa, he was 89.
Well, that's good. Do you
And
know
they died in not only old age.
That's good. That means that you have the right genes.
Well, I don't know.
It means if you look after yourself and don't drink as much as everybody else, that you'll probably last around about the 90 yourself.
Well,
That's not bad, is it?
God willing, I.
Well, I want to be like my uncle, because he lived, and for 60 years, he did nothing but look into the fire and smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey and pat the dog that always sat down beside him. He'd look into the fire, and every once in a while, every 2 or 3 weeks, he'd go, "Aye!"
Well, that's just for something very similar to myself, now.
I know, but you see, that's the way, and I'll tell you what, his blood pressure was low.
Surely.
His heart rate was normal, and his pulse rate was normal.
Well, that's what now. So far, I don't frequent that. I've no call to frequent any doctors.
I know, and I would
Up
say
to
that
now,
you're not a man who suffers from stress, or
not at all.
you wouldn't be partial to road rage.
No.
You're a man.
No, and I'll fraggy tractor of mine now for all the speed she does. She not go haywire.
Right. Do you smoke at all? Do you smoke?
I do.
Do you smoke cigarettes or a pipe?
I smoke cigarettes and I smoke, the roll-up you do yourself.
Yeah, a combination of two, or do you just smoke the roll-ups?
Oh, I smoke
manufactured cigarettes
yes.
as well.
But then when I'm short, you see, if I run out, I always keep that 10 an ounce,
Keep
the
it tin
roll-ups
handy.
if I run short.
Would you take a wee drink there?
I do. Sometimes too much.
Well, you're going the right direction. Have you got a dog?
I have.
Would you ever sit at night and look into the fire, have a wee drink, a cigarette,
Oh,
and
many a time.
and pat the dog at the same time?
Many a time. For I have an old open fire, I don't keep a coat on business. I burn turf and blocks,
Oh, don't. Listen, I'm with you. You're a man. I'm trying to paint a picture here. There are many people listening to this program who live in an urban environment and who have no idea what true happiness is. Now, I know that some nights you'd sit there and you'd look out the window. Can you see out the window from where you're sitting beside
Oh,
the
yes,
fire?
yes. Uh-huh.
And you might look out at the twilight and you might see the odd birds fluttering by. You say they're getting ready to go away, the swallows.
Yes, the swallows speak now the minute I see one sailing into the wee barn.
And you're sitting there and you're looking at the fire and there's a warm glow. You don't need the light on. And you're smoking a roll-up, and you've got a wee glass of whiskey, and the dog is lying down beside you going...
Oh, tiny orly.
And would you listen to the radio maybe at that stage? Or would you watch you wouldn't watch television, would you?
Not so much now. I'm not a television. No, I like that style, sort of country and western or bizarre.
Yes, you like that kind of thing.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I must send you some stuff. Do you have a CD player by any chance? Maybe you don't. I don't know.
No, I've only a tape.
Tape. I must send you some tapes.
Would you?
I was supposed to send you stuff before, and I said
That's right. You were the set on, but you played it. You were the when the mood pot Murphy's matter.
That's right, yeah.
That's a great old song, isn't it?
It's a good song. If I get any tapes, I'll send you some.
Right, Jerry, and don't you forget now.
I have to say that you're leading the right kind of life.
Do you think so?
You're leading the life that I want to lead.
Oh, I think you're getting there.
I'm getting close to it. Hold on a minute. I've been communicated to by people who I don't want to talk to. What?
Bye-bye. There's a man who wants to ask Geordie a question about canaries and eating apples. It's David from Limavady. Would you want to...
Does he want to go on the line?
Yeah, he's there now if he wants to ask Geordie.
Okay, right. You don't mind if I talk to this man, Geordie?
Oh, no.
You'll be able to hear him. You'll be able to talk to him if you want to. What's
All
his
right.
name? David.
Hello.
David, hello.
Hello, yes.
David, Geordie can hear and talk to you, and he knows about canaries. What's the question?
I was just wondering there what he was saying about feeding the canary apples. I was wanting to know, after the canary had finished the apple, a wee while later, did it pass wind?
You don't have to answer that, Geordie, if you feel embarrassed.
Well, no, I don't feel embarrassed. Not that I hear it now.
What we're talking about is a canary farting.
Yes.
Does that happen, I wonder?
Well, now and again I see it giving a wee ruffles as far as it, but...
As you would yourself?
Yes, it must be very quiet fart, It's not...
Okay, let me get back to this man. What about your own canary? Does it fart?
Oh, I haven't got a canary, Jerry.
Well,
but it was just when they talk about us humans, us two-legged variety that don't fly, eating lots of fruit and apples and bananas. The usual complaint is then that people start passing wind all over the place.
I'm getting worried about your mindset here.
Well,
you have no canary, but you're wondering whether or not a canary passes wind when it.
Well, I was just wondering whether canaries were afflicted the same as human beings,
Yeah, I would ignore him, Geordie.
Oh, I think so.
He's only trying to make fun of us.
I think so.
That's all right, sir. That's okay. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Bye.
Bye.
You see, this is
It's wonderful, Jerry, the way the mind works.
I bet you he lives in a city.
Oh, I would say so, in a flat or somewhere.
City slicker.
I would think he's maybe frustrated.
Landlubber.
Ah.
All right. Okay,
But
Geordie.
don't you forget, Jerry, and I always remember just 3 only holes was comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that for a couple of days.
Don't you forget that now when you're sitting in your yard and you look up the big tree and you say to yourself, well, he's right. 3 only holes was comfortable with.
And remember this, there are people sitting in Belfast, in the centre of a thriving metropolis, people sitting in their cars, possibly stuck in traffic and peeping their horns at the people in front of them.
Yeah.
And the last thing they're thinking of is a tree only holds what it's comfortable with. And I want them to think about that now and open the window and relax and have a cigarette and take out a bottle of whiskey.
Okay, Jerry.
Thank you, Geordie.
Very nice.
Goodbye. Bye. Hold on, Geordie, you still there? No, he's gone. What's the question?
There's a gentleman there. Well, I'll ask you. Patrick will ask you the question now.
Patrick, what's the question you wanted to ask Geordie if you were still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. How can you not buy an Irish or an English apple in the supermarkets?
Pardon?
How can you not buy an Irish or an English apple in the supermarkets?
Why can you not buy an English apple in a supermarket?
Or an Irish one?
Well, what kind of apples do you buy in supermarkets?
Eating apples. I'm talking about eating apples. That's dessert apples.
Well, what nationality are the apples that we buy these days?
French, Belgium, South African, Australia, Brazil, anywhere you think of, they're from here. They're here, coming here.
No, British apples is basically what you're trying to say here.
Well, Irish and English, you know what I mean?
Well, okay. No Western Isle apples.
No Western Isle apples, yes.
I don't know. Maybe someone can enlighten us. Maybe someone out there would be able to tell us why that is. I don't know. I don't eat them myself. I usually leave them for birds.
Well, they're like cotton wool. The ones you buy now are like cotton wool. You're like eating lumps of cotton wool.
They're not nice apples.
There's no juice. There's no flavour. There's there's nothing. Just texture and cotton wool. That's all it is.
All right then. Funny enough, there's an apple tree outside where we are here. I mean,
well, send us a couple down.
I mean, they're a bit green yet.
Oh, they're green. Well, crab apples the only thing. Like I can get a hold of crab apples.
But do they not give you the runs?
No. You make apples. The wife makes apple jelly out of them.
Does she?
Yes, she's an old-fashioned
Well,
lady.
you're lucky to have her.
Yes, I am indeed lucky to have her, yes.
Well, maybe we'll get an answer to why we don't get any Western Isle apples. You have to be very careful if you say British, because the talkback people ring up.
Yes, I know, I understand, because I know.
There are weirdos out there.
But English and Irish, you know what I mean?
I know. You have to be
No,
very
from
careful.
the south of Ireland, they grow apples. I was reared down there, and I've seen them growing. And I've even been in Phoenix Park and David Leary's house one time when I was in the orphanage. Collected apples.
You were in the orphanage, did you?
When I was in the orphanage, when I was a young boy, about 50 years ago.
What orphanage were you in?
Smiley's Homes.
Really?
Yes.
In Dublin?
In Dublin, Grand Canal Street.
Is that right?
Yes.
How long was that ago? What age of a man are you?
I left in 54 and I'm now 61.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you were originally born down around Dublin, around there?
No, I was born in Bransford.
Really?
Yes.
And you found yourself...
I was a mixed marriage. One crowd were called Dagans, the other crowd were called Morrisons.
Really?
Yes.
Well, did you know your parents?
I knew my mother, but my father was killed in Australia in Fremantle.
Oh dear, that's terrible. Well, you had quite an interesting upbringing then.
I had yes, I had my tea with David Leary. I can proudly say that.
What kind of a man was he?
A big, tall, thin man with a big nose and a wee pair of glasses on him.
Was he civil to you at all?
Very, very civil, yes.
Not like Gay Byrne?
No. A different class of a person. I would say he was the most famous person I ever met in my life.
Yeah, he's famous
and civil.
Yeah.
We were playing under the Duke of Wellington statue in Phoenix Park.
You were in the band?
No, it was in the home.
Oh, I thought...
We used to go down there to play football and stuff, you know.
I thought maybe there was a... Sorry.
And we were playing around the statue. There's a big statue of Duke of Wellington on a horse, so I don't know where he's there now or not. I think the IRA blew him up.
Probably.
But we were playing on, music came on its back, and he came along one day with two detectives, with two minders.
Yeah.
And he asked us where we were from. See, we're all dressed the same, short pants, grey short pants, and two jumpers. And we told him.
Yeah.
So he said, says, would you like to come to my house for a drop of tea? There was about 8 of us. And there was 2 Germans among us, 2 German children.
Yeah. And he brought you into, what do you call it, Urus Nocturne, you call it,
Pardon?
isn't it? But the big house in Phoenix Park.
Yes, that's his house, yes.
Yeah, he brought you in there.
Yes, he got us in there.
For the tea.
And he gave us our tea. And as a matter of fact, he poured it out for us.
Well, you see, people think of him as a kind of a stingy, stern old bugger.
No.
But obviously not.
No, he had a heart of gold. He had a heart of gold. I know, what do you call him? Michael Collins and him out of a bit of a rub-in. But he was a gentleman.
Well, listen, so you ended up here. I mean, how you obviously left there and made a life for yourself up here.
I joined the army.
Oh, right.
I was in the Irish Army first.
Yes, so was my father.
And then I came up here, run away, and I came up here. Somebody told me there was more money in the British Army.
Uh-huh.
See?
And you joined the British, what would that be, in the 50s, maybe?
Royal Ulster Rifles.
Yeah.
In the 60s, in the 50s.
In the 50s?
I was, yes.
Were you posted anywhere? Did you
Yes,
go
Cyprus. I was in Cyprus.
Really?
Yes.
Did you have any excitement there?
With, a place called Leopatra, we shot 4 people dead. Oh,
dear.
And I was the instigator of it, really, you know.
Oh, my God. Obviously, that sort of thing, does that play back in your mind every now and
It does, very much so, yes.
Yeah, apparently they say that, even though, you seem to be in the legitimate army, apparently if you're involved in anything like that, it never leaves you. I dream about it. I have nightmares. I had nightmares. I couldn't settle down. I had to come out of the army after that. Well, what were maybe you don't want to talk about it, what were the circumstances? I mean, did you?
I was surrounding a village, and a village of Leopatra.
Yeah.
Leopatra.
Yeah.
And I think that's northern side. We were in Famagusta.
Yeah.
And we put a cordon search around a village at night.
Yeah.
And where there was a path where I was, and a van came driving out of it. But I stood up and they seen me and they started firing, so I fired back, had an FN rifle, and I let them have the whole magazine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be people on the line telling you about it. But it was mostly Liverpool, Liverpool boys I was with.
Yeah.
So
they were firing at you.
They were firing at me, so I let them have the whole. I stood up and let them have the whole lot,
And it hasn't left you.
It hasn't left me, no.
No, you don't forget a thing like that, even though, I mean, you could conceivably justify it by saying to yourself it was self-defense and you were there.
It wasn't self-defense, no.
Yeah, it wasn't?
No, not for me, no, it wasn't, no.
How do you mean?
I should have maybe sat down or something, Should have let them get on with it, because they ended up all getting shot. They all got shot in the barn, One boy got an MM and the other fella got a George's Cross or something. They burnt them out of it, and they threw grenades and burnt them out of it. And I went back, seen a photograph of it, later. And they threw phosphorus bombs at the boy, and it landed between his legs, and it just burnt his whole. He's dead,
Yes.
But it burnt his whole leg. It was like meat out of a butcher's shop.
Oh, stop.
And red meat of a thing towards red meat, But no chance of me catching BSF red meat.
No. So in other words, what you're saying is you could have left it, or that you could have
turned it back.
Yeah, that's what annoys you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it was not only me, but I was the indicator. See, I jumped up, and like a fool, I fired at them. They were firing at me, right enough, but like a fool, I was firing at them.
I mean, you almost telling me that you kind of enjoyed it. At the time.
No, I didn't enjoy it. No, I didn't.
But you wanted to do it.
No, it was instinct.
Instinct. Yeah.
People firing at you, Well, you've made our weapon.
Well, but that's self-defense,
I know, but then it's hard to live it down.
You just have that guilty feeling anyway.
Very guilty, yes.
Well,
sometimes I can't sleep at all at night.
Even yet.
I've got the doctor annoyed. Them old sleeping tablets.
Yeah.
Sinophian is taken. I take everything and trying to settle myself down,
And I mean, that's not getting any better. Is it getting any worse? Or I mean, is it just the same as it always was?
Well, see, I take a wee drink, Jordy,
Yeah.
Or Gerry.
It's all right.
I'm a wee bit of an alcoholic,
Right. Well, sure. Aren't we all? Yeah.
And that eases the pain. I'm looking at a photograph here of myself from 1958, when the year that it happened, you know. And alcohol dulls the pain.
You know, it often makes you think about, there's a lot of people probably listening to this program, unfortunately, and I have to say this, that over the past 30 years have been involved in things that, you know, they shouldn't have been involved in. And apparently, you know, they say that in years to come, there's going to be a lot of people here not sleeping.
Yes, I think there'll be more sleeping. I think they'll be putting ropes up and sheets up and everything else up.
Okay.
You know? You never lived the pain.
I know.
I was over in Henton, Henton and London. I was drinking in a bar, in the Bullstrom bar in London and Henton. And a fella came up to me, a Welsh man, you know.
Yeah.
And he was boasting kind of to me, you know, about being over here.
Yeah.
How many people he killed.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he killed anybody.
Yeah, well, you get that kind of swine, yeah.
Yeah. And he said to me, matter of fact, I put him to the ground not too long after it, you know. But before that, he said to me, we Welsh people, we deal with the Irish very well. And then I put him to the ground. I put him, he lay on the ground that hard, he couldn't get up from it.
Well, you don't, you can't.
That's the only way you can deal with a thing like that, you know.
Well, that's one way of dealing with it. Well, listen, good luck to you anyway, and nice talking to you.
Right. There is
Okay.
Patrick Sarsfield Morrison.
All right, sir.
Right,
Okay,
right.
nice to talk to you. Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Right. Sorry, bye-bye.
Bye. You see? Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a tale. Here's a record not too far removed from what that gentleman was talking about. Set in the south of Ireland. It's about the Magdalene Laundries. This is Joni Mitchell from an album by the Chieftains called Tears of Stone. It's called the Magdalene Laundries, as I said before.
Unmarried girl, I just turned 27 when they sent me to the sisters. Father Wayman looked at me, branded as a Jezebel. I knew I was not bound for heaven. I'd be cast in shame into the Magdalene Laundries. Most girls come here pregnant, some by their own fathers. Bridget got that belly by her parish priest. We're trying to get things white as snow, all of us woe-begotten daughters, in the steaming stains of the Magdalene Laundries. Prostitutes and destitutes and temptresses like me, fallen women sentenced into dreamless drudgery. Why do they call this heartless place Our Lady of Charity? Charity. These bloodless brides of Jesus, if they had just once glimpsed their room, then they'd know. And they'd drop those stones concealed behind their rosaries. They wilt the grass they walk upon, they leach the light out of a room. They like to drive us down the drain at the Magdalene laundries. Peg O'Connell died today. She was a cheeky girl, a flirt. They just stuffed her in a hole. Surely to God you'd think at least some bells should ring. One day I'm gonna die here too, and then they'll plant me in the dirt, like some lame bulb that never blooms come any spring. Not any spring.
That's Joni Mitchell. That's the Magdalene Laundries from an album by the Chieftains called Tears of Stone. Francie, some messages from the people outside. Francie Thompson wants to thank Mr. Mackey for giving him the 8-track tapes. I think that's a fellow we were talking to the other day. This gentleman had an 8-track machine and a lack of tapes. Thank you, Francie. And thank you, Mr. Mackey. Can you please say hello to Mary Todd and tell her I'm sorry she's not feeling well? I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Mary. Kathleen in Ballymena wants me to play What's He Doing in There? I have to say hello to Denise and Sylvia who work in Bradford? I don't know what that is. In Rostrevor. A caller wants to know if Trevor Howard has a book on tape or tape on sale. Well, considering he's been dead for years, I would imagine he probably has some kind of thing out. Ballyclare caller wants to know where have all the Kemp apples gone? Kemp, K-E-M-P, I don't know. And where would a Newry caller get Willie Nelson and Ray Charles singing 7 Spanish Angles? I think that's probably 7 Spanish Angels. I have that somewhere, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. Any good record shop, just ask them for it. I'm sure they'd give it to you, but then again, that's, it's fairly ambitious probably in a way. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, who's that?
Alec Gibson.
Alec?
Yeah.
Alec Gibson, yeah. Alec, how are you?
Right. No,
yeah.
Before starting, I just got a mail through the post there.
Yes.
And I won 40,000.
Congratulations. Is that the hospital plan?
I don't know what it is, tell you the truth, John.
What does it say?
Certificate of advance notification.
Yes.
You won £40,000 tax-free.
Oh, that's great.
Or £2,000 a year for life. And the second prize is 10,000 cash. Our runners-up £1,000.
Well, what you going to take?
Well, it's going into the bin as usual, you know what I mean?
No, take the big money. Well, what does it say do you have to do? Do you have to ring a number?
Oh, aye.
Well, you see, you have to ring. Does it give you a number to ring to claim your prize?
Great Universal.
Right. You see, what happens there is, you see, that you ring that number. And I would say by the time you get to the end of the message, it'll probably be about 9 minutes.
It's about 50p a minute or something.
No, it's about £1 a minute. It'll cost you about £9 to ring that.
But what I was phoning you up about was, about the apples.
Yes.
Right, now, I'm coming up to my 60, right?
Yeah.
Right, and I remember, I don't know why you know a New North Road.
I know it well.
Do you?
Yes,
there
I do.
used to be a picture house here called the Pap.
I know it.
Do you?
I know the
it?
place. Yes, I heard somebody talking about that before.
Right, and my ma was going over to the picture house, and she wouldn't take me in. I was only 9 to get in.
Yes.
And I went home and I left an apple. Now, that's what we're talking about now, the apples.
Yeah.
You know, with the wee stickers on them.
I know.
And I left an apple, and I took a bite out of it, and it stuck in the back of my throat. and it was gasping for breath. I was choking to death, like. And I fell and hit myself in the, what they call it, the jaw tub.
Yeah.
As you know what a jaw tub is.
I know.
And one of the neighbours came in and found me, and the bit of elbow was lying. No, I must have spitted it up again, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're talking about Roy Rogers and Tricker.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Now, you've talked about that a few times.
That's right, because different angles of it keep coming up.
But I remember now, I was at school in Tamar Avenue, and you did right in like a wee composition sort of thing, and you won a prize, and you went over and seen Roy Rogers and Tricker. You know what I mean? Like Gail Evans, she wasn't there. Like it was only Roy Rogers and Tricker.
That's right.
And I wrote, I wrote it out. Now I'm gonna.
Have you got it there?
No, I'm gonna rephrase it.
Right.
And you had to put like a wee thing in. And I says, "Dear Roy, you're a cheeky frigger, and so's your horse called Trigger." but it wasn't put down that way.
Well, that's. I have to say that I'm sure Roy would have been very shocked to get that, especially from a young Northern Irish child from whom he wouldn't expect that kind of. Did you send that to him?
I sent it. Oh, and he was staying over in the Grand Central, the Grand Central. No, and
it used to be in Royal Avenue.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, opposite. Where would that be now? Somewhere near the Kentucky Fried Chicken now, isn't it?
Oh, well, probably. And I went round to see his horse, and it was May Street near the Plaza.
That's right.
And I suppose you played in the Plaza.
I did, yeah. At the Plaza used to have a revolving stage.
That's correct. Yeah.
And all the sailors used to spit on the
one went
floor.
off, the other one came on.
That's right.
Right, and there's right few battles in there.
I played in the revolving stage in the Plaza, yes. Well, listen, tell me this. What, did you get any reply from Roy Rogers when you sent him the filthy note?
No, he sent me a bullet, silver bullet.
Well, that was nice of him. He probably meant you to swallow it. Okay, well, thank you for... So it just goes to show you, back to your original point, that labels on apples, it's not a new phenomenon, that you were nearly killed by it probably 40 or 50 years ago.
Yeah, well, it was in the 1940s. But
exactly.
Now, I have 6 grandchildren, right?
Yes.
And my wife buys fruit every week for the grandchildren.
Yes.
And I peel an apple. I wouldn't let them eat an apple. Peel it, you know?
Yes.
Because even what they call now, even these, what they call Santa's tail, there's pesticide on the apple skins anyway. So
that's right, yeah.
Well, no, you're as well peeling them.
I don't know, there's something not right about peeling an apple. There's an article I read this morning, foolishly enough. You know, you get all kinds of crap in here. And I got a piece of paper in this morning explaining to me about the different type of people who eat bananas.
Yes.
And how you can tell so much from a person by the way he eats a banana. It was bordering on the obscene, to be honest with you, but what can you expect coming from Birmingham? But it said there are certain people who are munchers, then there are nibblers, and then there are breakers, and then there are slicers.
And then there's one that eats the banana from the inside out.
Well, we didn't mention that. What, are you a breaker? Are you a mincer? Sorry. I didn't. Let me take that back. Are you a muncher? Are you a breaker? Are you a slicer or a nibbler?
I'm a nibbler.
Are you a nibbler? I wouldn't like to tell what that tells about you. It might mean that you're a mincer. What do you think of the fella yesterday who wanted to know if Roy Rogers and his horse had ever visited the Shankle Road, and then other man came up and said it was Roy Rogers and his wife? So this man actually thought he saw Roy Rogers and his horse, but what he actually saw was Roy Rogers and his wife.
Sure,
what do you make of that?
There was a protest that day.
Was there?
There was a protest. All the Indians were out.
Were they? Yes, I know. Yeah, thank you. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today.
Gerry, before you go.
What?
Now, my wife's in hospital now with a stroke.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Ward 24 in the Ulster Hospital.
Yes.
And she's getting out at 3:30.
Today?
Yes, today.
Good.
And I wonder, could you put a request in for all the staff and all the help, and wish them all the best, and thanks very much for all they've done. You know.
How long was she in there?
4 weeks.
Oh, that's quite a long time. And they looked after her well, did they?
They did, yeah.
All right, then. So what hospital is that again?
The Ulster Hospital.
The Ulster Hospital. What ward was it?
Ward 24.
Ward 24. Doing a good job, then?
They did. That's great.
Right,
job.
so if you're going into Ward 24 in the Ulster Hospital, and have no fear. You'll be well looked after.
You get a wee cup of tea, even though you're, a visitor.
You look after your wife now when she comes out today. Don't be making her make the tea or anything.
No problem, Gerry.
All right, then.
Right,
okay.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Did I turn into George Jones there for a moment? Did I? Did I?
What sort of a question is that, dear?
No, I just had a horrible feeling that I turned into George Jones for a moment.
What's wrong with that? That's what?
No, I don't want to. I just thought maybe I did for a moment. Earlier on during the conversation, I became very false.
That's not nice thing.
No, I'm trying to avoid that sort of thing. I want you to keep an eye on me. If I turn into Hugo or anybody, let me know.
Or Gay Byrne.
Yeah, no, if I turn into anybody, like Andy Peebles or what do you call the other fellow, Steve Wright or George or anybody, if I turn into any of those people, let me know right away.
Stop that.
No, I'm serious.
Will you talk to Patricia?
Where is she?
I don't know.
Well, let's try here. Hello, Patricia. There,
Try
she's
3.
not there.
Well, try 3.
Patricia.
Hello.
There you are. Hello. Yes, what can we do for you?
I was listening coming home from work in the car about the man that got the letter in this morning about the hospital plan.
That's right.
Now, it's just that it was very interesting for me because I actually received one of those letters myself 2 years ago.
Yes.
And as you said, it was a big cheque for £5.
Well, the big cheque that you can't bring to the bank.
Yes, because you're so embarrassed.
Yes, exactly.
So I joined the hospital plan because I read through all the details and I actually thought it was a good plan.
Yeah.
And I was in the hospital there this year. I was actually in 2 hospitals within a month, having 2 operations done.
So you said to yourself, let's use the hospital plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any response back from them.
At all?
Not at all.
Right. What did you claim something?
I did. I claimed for being off work and that, and for loss of earnings and that because of the operations.
Yeah. Or did you try and, of course, you probably can't phone them.
No, you can't. Well, I think there was at the time, whenever they sent out the letter to me, there was a phone number there.
Yes.
But there's a claim form you send off.
Oh, did you send that off?
And I sent the claim form off. And this is like 5 months later, and I still haven't had any...
Heard nothing.
...word back from them.
So you're fairly confident that you probably won't hear anything?
I probably won't.
All right, then. So that's... But we can't say, of course, that this is going to be the thing that's going to happen to you, but it happened to you, didn't it?
It did, yes.
All right, then. So people out there, be advised.
Yes, well, I actually have cancelled my direct debit to them out of the bank.
Okay, then. I think it's probably the wise thing to do. And have you still got your big £5 cheque?
Oh, I have.
Would you bring it into the bank?
No.
All right,
Definitely
then.
not.
No. Okay, then. See, I think I have one of those myself, to be honest with you.
I think it's to send them out really to everybody. It's just to get people to join there.
But, I mean, there must be some people who won £250,000.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe split the 250,000 up.
I think, you know what I think? I think that they tell you that you're going to win 250,000, but then I think they send everybody a £5, and then they send them a direct debit for £2.50 at least a month.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens. Isn't that terrible? What a terrible world we live in. Well, anyway, I hope you don't get sick again.
No, I hope not now.
with the flag of the hospital plan protecting you.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank
okay,
you.
Gerry.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. We have to be very careful here. We're not saying, of course, we're not denigrating any firm or service by saying anything. All we're doing is relaying what the people's experience is.
That's her story.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Never let it be said that we're castigating or indeed casting any whatever you call them, arrows.
Yeah. But now there's another complaint now.
Where's that?
It's on One. Try One.
Why don't we have a light that flashes or something? What kind of a system is this? BBC's going to hell in a handcart. There used to be flashing lights here all the time. I have to ask you when the people are on. I mean, I don't hate asking you anything.
No.
You know?
No.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry. How are you?
Yes, you just sound very far away. Hold, let me just fiddle with something. No, it's no good. Right, carry on.
Gerry, all summer in Newcastle, myself and my family have been going to the bandstand during the week.
I know that bandstand in Newcastle, yes.
It's been very, very good. But last night they had a big line dancing competition in Newcastle Centre.
Yes.
Right, in the morning server, it said this is the final weekend of the bandstand entertainment for the season.
Yes.
Sponsored by Down District Council. It is free to the public. When we got to Newcastle Centre last night, we went downstairs and there was a charge on the door.
A charge on the door?
Yes. £4 for adults.
Yes.
£2 for children.
Yes.
So I had 3 children on myself, and that cost me £10 to get in.
That's dear, yeah.
So he said, excuse me, but it says in the paper that it's free. Oh, no, they said. Down District Council have put up £500 for prize money for the line dancers.
Yes.
But the public have to pay to go in and sit and watch it.
Even though it says in the paper that it's free.
Yes. What I want you to do for me is to phone down District Council and ask where did all our money go to.
Well, I think we'll do that, yeah.
Gerry, they also advertised a barbecue last night.
And what happened did?
There was no barbecue. There was no
So
barbecue.
you've got serious complaint here.
Yes, I have.
Lack of a barbecue and having to pay in when you're told it's free.
But not
No.
even that. There was parents dropped young children off. They were dropped off the leisure centre.
Oh,
The
yeah.
young children were not allowed in.
They were hanging about outside.
They were outside crying. Some of them had no way home. It was dark.
Oh, dear.
You know?
Well.
And it wasn't the leisure centre's fault now. I feel sorry for the ones in the leisure centre because it was the line dancers that were collecting the money.
Oh, I've never liked line dancers. There's always something sinister about them. I don't know. Well, I don't know if we have time to do this or not. We'll give Down County Council, is it?
Yeah.
A little ring to see if they know anything about this. We may not have time to do it, but we'll do it if we have time. All right then.
Thank you very
so
much.
you're disgruntled then.
I am.
You're disgruntled.
I am.
Okay, that's okay. Right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This program is the home for the disgruntled. Here's a song for Chris Patton, who's presenting his report shortly. I suppose he will be talking about it and talk back at great length. There's bits of it leaked in the paper the other day by Sterling reporters. And bald men were talking about it on television last night.
They're coming down the street. They're coming right down the middle. We gotta keep the beat. But as blue as the ocean, how the sun shines down, how their feet hardly touch the ground. Charlie Coppers on parade. Come the black and whites, come the motorcycles. Just those engines roar. Now they're doing tricks for the children. Oh, they look so nice. Looks like angels have come down from paradise. Johnny Coppers on parade. Oh, mama, that's the life for me. When I'm grown, that's what I wanna be. Coming down the street, coming right down the middle. Gotta keep the beat. Coming through the heart of the city. Oh, it's all so nice. Just like angels have come down from paradise. Johnny
That's Randy Newman. That's the song called Jolly Coppers on Parade. The time is coming up to, it's almost time we went. A man sends me a fax and he says, point of information, the Duke of Wellington, like Field Marshal Montgomery, was Irish. I don't know why he feels it necessary for me to know that, but his name is Ned McGann, and thank you for your interest, sir. A gentleman sends me a fax saying nice things. Thank you very much, sir. I can't make out your name, but it says absolutely starving at the top of it. I think it's Gerrand. I'm not quite sure. I have to say hello to Sam McMullen, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. Right, tomorrow. What?
There's a lot of complaints this morning about the quality of spuds, potatoes. We're going to deal with that tomorrow morning before Charlie Lansborough comes on.
No, let Charlie Lansborough deals with it.
That's what we'll do. We'll not tell him.
Don't tell him. Let him deal with it. Right. Very special day tomorrow. Charlie Lansborough is coming in to preview his new Nashville album. If you want to write to me, write to Gerry Anderson, care of Radio 4, 8 Northland Road, Derry, Stoke, Londonderry. Or if you're surfing, send me an email, gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Ignore the email address in Radio Times. It is false. We'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time. Goodbye.